ScreamQueens Horror Movie Road Trip Podcast. That's your final girl.
I'm your final girl, Justine.
And I'm your soul survivor, Mr. Josh. I had to throw a scream in there. You gave us a shriek.
That was some weird scream. It was more like somebody was like kicking you in the stomach, and you were.
Maybe a little bit of me died inside just then.
Okay, well, hello, hi, thanks for listening.
We are on the road to Tulsa, and
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Tulsa, Oklahoma, case.
Yeah, in case you're not from
geographically challenged.
Yeah, or if you forgot we were in Oklahoma.
We are heading that way to go to the Hex House in Tulsa. It's supposed to be a pretty awesome haunted house. I think Haunted World named it number 14, the scariest haunted house in the U.S.
It's supposed to be pretty frightening, and I'm gonna be honest right now that, you know, it might happen. I might pee my pants this time.
I might vomit. Because they can touch you. We're really nervous about this. We're nervous about the touching.
I don't want any. Like, that's always the thing, you know, is that, like, you can go to them and be scared, but know in your, like, heart of hearts that they can't touch you, and now they are changing the fucking game.
Yeah, like, I've never been to one where they can touch you.
They're gonna be touching.
We's gonna get touched.
No, I'm a little uncomfortable about that, so we're gonna figure this all out, because, you know, we've got to do this. We've committed to this.
So to help calm us down, we thought we'd talk to you about TrickRTreat, one of our favorite Halloween movies.
It is a new horror classic.
This is the most wonderful time of the year, after all.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Last time we were talking to you guys, it was summer, but now it is fall.
It's fall, y'all.
It is the most wonderful, magical time of the year.
That's right. That is right.
And we're so happy
you can get
here.
white girl basic and have your pumpkin spice and your
white girl
sweatpants.
Oh my gosh, you could go take your pumpkin patch pictures with your PSL.
Just have a good old
pumpkin
time.
Spice latte. Oh my goodness.
Anyways.
I know. I'll probably be a little basic and go have one.
One. Oh, I think you're gonna be a little bit basic and have like 80.
Okay, maybe I'll be 100% basic.
100% basic.
Okay, we're gonna talk to you about TrickRTreat. It's like a horror anthology movie about this town,
but it's almost done in a way too where it's almost like just like woven stories, more so than like a strict anthology where it's like different titles, different little shorts.
Yeah, they're all kind of webbed together. Yeah,
it's really cool.
Characters, stories intertwine.
Starts at the end of the movie, and the end of the movie, you're at the end of the movie.
Yeah, like it comes full circle.
I'm not sure what I said just made sense or if that came full circle, but
it came way full circle. And it is kind of like based on this comic, TrickRTreat.
No, that was just all for like title design and stuff. It's not based off a comic.
Okay. Well, that's what all the opening is.
Yeah, they do the titles like in comic form. It was kind of inspired by that type of like storytelling and, you know, imagery. The director, Michael Dougherty.
Okay, can you say it the right way now?
Dougherty. I assumed he was Scottish, so. Dougherty.
Yeah, okay, so the director,
Michael D. He really loves Halloween, really loves the folklore of Halloween. This is what I got from the commentary and stuff, you know. So he wanted a movie that played on the legends of Halloween, you know. We begin the movie with a couple coming home, you know, after being out for Halloween all night. You know, they come home in their costumes and she's mad, like, oh, I hate Halloween.
Yeah, she's being your basic bitch.
And she's gonna get punished, because what does she do, Justine? She blows the jack-o'-lantern out before the end of Halloween.
Well, she was warned, you know. her boyfriend told her, you better not do that.
She's like, oh, what?
Yeah.
What?
Oh,
what? And he's like, babe, don't do that. It's like...
But he's just like, can we just have one night where you're not a fucking bitch about everything?
He's like,
arguing with me about just nonsense.
Telling me I have to take the decorations down now. Like, it's still Halloween night.
It's like a strange thing that they're standing there on the porch. And she's like, now we've got to take all these. My mom's coming in the morning, and she'll just have.
She is gonna flip the fuck out.
Freaking like.
Take it down.
The fuck out.
Take it down.
About these decorations. Yeah, Halloween was last night.
She's needy. She's nasty. She's a bitch. But that's who she is.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, she gets what's coming to her. She's out there taking the decorations down all by herself because she's threw a fit and you know she's gonna prove a point. So
and you see someone else's point of view when she blows out the pumpkin or the jack-o'-lantern, so you know someone's watching.
Somebody's watching them, yeah, and isn't happy about it.
They didn't like it.
Yeah. So she starts taking everything down, and then kind of just like out of nowhere, she gets tackled.
She's throwing some sheets that were ghosts, some ghost sheets.
Yeah.
Into this pile, and then the pile springs up, wraps her in the sheet. Basically, there's a big struggle and fight under the sheets.
It's pretty like crazy intense
pretty
for a
cool.
second.
It's really
like,
awesome.
Yeah, and it doesn't take very long. Like
she gets her throat slashed by a pumpkin lollipop.
Yeah, yeah. Whenever the boyfriend finds her after a little bit, takes the sheet off of something.
Like
it's
in her mouth.
Yes, and there's like a lollipop stuck in her mouth, and then
the part where she gets her throat slashed, you do see that it's that lollipop, but then it goes to the outside. You know, you get a different point of view of these neighbor kids seeing the struggle, and all of a sudden the sheet just turns bright red when her throat gets slashed. It's a pretty cool splatter effect.
And the kids that are standing there,
they're like, ah! And they just turn around and run.
Just freak out and run off. Yeah. I mean, I obviously would too, but
it's pretty cool.
So that's kind of like the opening scene. Is
boyfriend's upstairs watching porno, waiting for his wife. His bitchy wife.
Put on the tape.
Yeah, go upstairs and put on the tape. She says.
I'm gonna take these decorations down, but go put on the tape first. Anyways, opening credits, and it's that comic kind of like book design, kind of already telling you the story. Like if you pay attention to it, it kind of like goes through all the characters and what's gonna, kind of happen. But and then it kind of opens up and it says, that this is all kind of taking place in this little town in Ohio. Warren Valley.
Ohio. Anyways.
You just like started.
I just have to sing, I get triggered. Anyways, and we see a little boy dragging a really nasty,
it's a
dirty
nasty bag. It is so nasty.
He's too lazy to carry it properly.
He's not
like dragging
He's not the most endearing or sweet-looking child.
I think it's the boy from Bad Santa.
Yes, it is. Yeah. And he's he's a little chubby, and he's got like this like red fro going on.
He goes up to a house that says "Not home. Take one treat." Does he take one treat? He takes like
because he's a jerk kid.
He's a jerk kid.
He's a jerk.
We don't like him.
And so he takes more than one candy, and then like from behind is the owner of the house, which happens to be the principal of the school, Principal Wilkins,
who's played by a really great character actor, Dylan Baker.
He's pretty cool.
He's in the movie Happiness. He plays one of the creepiest guys.
Yeah, that's an
ever, and one of the creepiest roles ever, and so.
Yeah, and
he creeped me out.
He's really believable as like the principal, the one that's gonna like, hey. You're only supposed to take one piece of candy. Let me sit here and tell you about all the stories of Halloween, all the myths.
Come here, chubby.
That have molded this town together. But
I just coughed.
Excuse you. Bless you. So at the same time that this is going on, scene cuts to these 4 girls that are kind of like getting dressed in a costume shop, and they're just chit-chatting and talking about what seems like the last party they went to and how awesome it was.
I'm paying a toll real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, we are. We're paying a toll.
Hi.
Hold
on.
We're just going to pay our toll so we can keep going.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay,
So where were we? That was so embarrassing.
We had to pay a toll.
We should have took a picture of him so we could put
Oh,
it.
I know. We should have, but we probably would have had to have like gotten his permission or something, and he'd be like, "What? You guys are doing a what? What?" Okay.
Anyway,
all right.
so
Back to the movie.
We have all these girls dressing up as like slutty versions of different fairy tales and occupations.
And
you
one
have
of the
a
characters
slutty Cinderella.
Anna Paquin.
Yes.
So we've got Anna Paquin and her 3 friends.
As a slutty
Red Riding Hood.
Red Riding Hood.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
They're all like, "Come on, little sis," to Anna Paquin. The slutty Cinderella is Anna Paquin's older sister.
Yeah.
She's like, "You gotta get laid. When are you gonna like do it for the first time?" Anna Paquin's like,
this night's about
"Sis,
you.
big sis, I just want to find the right person, okay?"
I want to fall in love with someone, that's all. Okay, yeah. So they're picking out their outfits for their party and kind of picking up guys, and you know, they're wanting to find dudes for the night.
And yeah, at this point, you're just assuming they want dates and that they're DTF. Okay?
Yeah, that's the main point, is they're DTF for sure.
Yeah, you certainly are supposed to think they're DTF, which means down to fuck, in case you didn't know.
Okay, well, scene jump again, back to the principal with the jerk.
Yes, back to Dylan Baker. The little boy's eating all this candy. He's looking woozy. Something's going on. What's in that candy? Dylan Baker's making him eat.
Yeah, so Dylan Baker, the principal, Wilkins, is telling him stories of Halloween, and all of a sudden,
the kid just starts
vomiting.
Puking dark.
Nasty.
It looks like blood.
Mixed with like chocolate. Basically all the chocolate this kid's eaten all night. And so it's coming back up, and then Principal
projectile
Wilkins,
style.
It's just kind of staring at him like,
what's going on? What happened?
I guess you should have heeded the warnings of the old myths. Check the candy.
Yeah, you should have checked the candy before you ate it.
So Principal Wilkins is actually
He's
a child
murderer. So we find out he likes and takes pleasure in murdering children. Here we go again. Kid killers.
Golly.
Seems to be a running theme in our podcast,
we just
unfortunately.
Can't help it. Well,
so we have this hilarious but grotesque like vomit death.
Yes.
That's really fun.
And then we see him carrying the kid like into his house.
There's this whole almost like slapstick style scene of Dylan Baker trying to get this kid buried without like the neighbor next door, played by Brian Cox.
Yep.
Like finding out what's going on. It's his little yappy dogs in the backyard.
Yes.
He's throwing him fingers to the dog. It's
everything coming up is pretty slapstick.
Yeah.
You know, he's trying to get the kid in, and then the other kids come up to the door and they're wanting candy.
But at the same time, it's a scene filled with tension because you almost really want him to get away with it.
Yeah, you're like, oh my gosh, he's got to get that kid like into the house, and then he's like, got to get that kid to shush up because the kid doesn't end up being actually dead, and so he's like hitting him with the shovel, and it's
and
cool.
then doesn't his son come down and want him to go trick-or-treating?
While he's like burying this like dead kid, his son's like up in the window and is like, hey Dad, when are we going to, make our jack-o'-lanterns and all that? He's like, in a while, son, like, be quiet.
Let me bury this kid. Come on.
Yeah, so there's this dog that starts barking while he's trying to bury him, and so he chops off a finger and tosses it to the dog, and the neighbor guy comes out, and he's like this old man
played by Brian Cox.
This Brian Cox plays him, and you start to get this like webbing of stories again, and you know this old man,
but that'll become more clear later when we're in Brian Cox's story too.
So the old man is like, you know what, it smells like death over there in your in your yard, and of course it does, because there's
a dead kid.
There's dead kids in there.
Yeah, probably more than one.
For
Definitely
sure.
More
for
than
sure.
One.
And so the old man goes back inside, and he kind of like tells him like, screw off, you know? And so Dylan Baker's like, whatever. Cut to, he's like covered up the hole. He's buried him, and he's all watering it.
Yeah,
he's starts to go inside his house, and he sees Brian Cox's character
like in a struggle
in his
house,
saying like, help me. And he just tells him, like screw
fuck off, old man. Yeah, or screw off.
So, yeah. Anyways.
It's really good.
All of it goes so quickly, you know? Like, but it's so, it is so funny. And you're like, what's going on in his house? Like, why is he struggling?
Something's up.
But it doesn't follow, it doesn't, like, go over into Brian Cox's house. It stays, and the principal goes and gets, like, his son and grabs, like, this knife and takes him down to the basement. And you're like, oh my gosh, is he going to kill his
kids?
son? Oh my, this guy's killing kids left and right.
Yeah.
But no. They go down there, and he is carving a pumpkin. Well, we think it's a pumpkin, and then it pans out, and it's actually the boy's head, the jerk kid's head. And his son and him are carving the eyes out.
It's a really special bonding moment.
It's super, it is super.
It's kind of heartwarming, actually.
Yeah, it's definitely endearing. It's a family, warm,
father and son kind of story, you know. All right, so then we go to what?
Oh, we have these trick-or-treaters that are going to be going around throughout the movie.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
They're collecting jack-o'-lanterns.
Yeah, jack-o'-lanterns.
And they keep telling everybody, like, they'll go to the door and say, like, can we have a jack-o'-lantern? We're collecting it for UNICEF.
But they ain't.
But they're not really. Well, we'll find out that they're not really. But anyways, so they come across a kind of dorky friend or whatever. They call her the idiot savant to her face, by the way.
She has lots of Halloween knowledge herself.
Yeah, but she's Rhonda.
Good old poor Rhonda.
Good old Rhonda.
But don't you worry.
She does know a lot about Halloween and likes to share that info with her friends.
Yeah.
So we have these trick-or-treaters that are kind of going around and doing that. And we see there's a story that's obviously going to come of them. And then there's this vampire guy who is at the parade that's happening in the town.
In the alley with some, like, chick.
Yeah, there's this like, Halloween parade that's going on in the town. And the vampire guy has this girl in the alley, and he's obviously killing her. And she's bleeding to death.
It's pretty gory. It's pretty gross. He's, like, in the middle of making out with her, like cutting her. And
and she's all like,
bleeding her wrists and her
She figures it out.
He finishes her off and lays her down. It makes it look like she's like just a drunk asleep at the parade.
And walks on. And then it goes again. Scene change. Back to the 5 trick-or-treaters. And Rhonda's talking about how Halloween came to be. And the kids end up at this rock quarry.
They're like, hey, Rhonda, let's take this weird old outside elevator down to this rock quarry. And, like, we're going to tell you a scary story.
Yeah, we're going to tell you a scary story about some kids who were, like,
chained to a bus.
Plummeted to their deaths by the bus driver.
In their Halloween costumes.
And that the bus is still down there.
Oh, and they were, like, special ed.
Oh, yeah, they were little special kids. Special, like, demented kids. So, Rhonda and them are all down there. Well, there were 3 friends that went down first because the elevator couldn't fit everybody.
Yeah.
And then it was Rhonda's turn to go down with a kid.
So she had the key.
And she had, like, all this, like there was these, like, voices happening and sounded like the kids were down there getting torn apart and everything. And it ends up like the kids are just playing a really
big prank.
Mean prank on her.
A very Carrie-esque situation where they, kind of ganged up on her, tried to freak her out, and then kind of backfires. One of the guys feels kind of sad for her, and he's like, oh, Rhonda, there's nothing to worry about, Rhonda.
She's like,
oh, Rhonda.
Yeah, he's trying to, like, win himself back to her in the last, like, moments.
She's just, like, freaking out, but then they hear real voices.
Yeah.
And the kids are like, wait, we hear something else. And they start freaking out, and Rhonda at this point's already back in the elevator with glowing jack-o'-lanterns.
Yeah, she just has like a glowing jack-o'-lantern with her.
And she has the key, and they're like, Rhonda, let us in the elevator!
And she's like, hell no!
She's like,
pushes the button.
Yeah.
She pushes the button.
Push the button!
And goes on up.
She goes on up.
And then when she gets up there, and when she gets back up to...
You hear them screaming and being ripped apart, basically. You hear them being shredded.
By what we're assuming are the dead kids from the bus that went over,
you kind of see them. You see, like, these little ghouls coming up to them while Rhonda's in the elevator going up.
Yeah. You know it's not going to end well for those kids.
It's not.
And it's just another cautionary Halloween tale.
She looks over and sees this little pumpkin kid, the same one that I assume probably killed that couple.
Yeah, well, that killed the lady in the beginning. Rhonda sees what we come to know as Sam.
Yes.
The character Sam. But, and okay, so now we're back to the vampire meeting Little Red Riding Hood, Anna Paquin's character.
Yeah, she's kind of split up from her sister.
Laurie.
Yeah, she's kind of split up from her sister and friend.
Yeah.
She's walking through this very picturesque Halloween scene. It's like this lane of tree-covered lane filled with like pumpkins and lit jack-o'-lanterns on
People
every
are walking
side.
around in costume, and she's just kind of sad because she can't seem to find a date for the big party. And then
she's got to get laid tonight, guys.
It has to happen on Halloween. But she sees the vampire guy, and it kind of looks like they're going to go off together.
Yeah.
And so then all of a sudden the next scene is the campsite with the friends, and they're waiting on Laurie, the Little Red Riding Hood girl, to show up.
They're all outside around this big bonfire, campfire, drinking and living it up, being all horny.
yeah. And then like a body falls from the sky, and they think it's
Laurie. But earlier we saw her get attacked, right?
Yeah. Well, she had just gotten there was the scene, where she got attacked, right before.
Yeah, right before.
But it was kind of one of those, okay, what's going on?
Yeah,
the vampire guy
kind of attacks her before that scene.
And then
you see the body fall.
And they think that it's Little Red Riding Hood.
They're like, oh no, my sister!
And they walk up to it, but it's the vampire guy.
It's the vampire.
Yeah.
Nosferatu.
Didn't end up well for him, I guess. And he's got a broken leg and everything.
And do they reveal who he is yet? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they take his mask off, and it's Dylan Baker, Mr. Principal Man.
It's the principal. He had a lot had on.
Yeah, he was busy that night.
During Halloween night, killing
kids, being a vampire killer.
Head eyeballs with the sun, going to the parade.
Must have put the kid to sleep, went to the parade. Or no, he came back from the parade, is where, before he killed that boy, I think. I don't know. I'll have to dissect
the timeline.
Investigate the timeline.
Will need to be checked, but I think it stands. I don't think, there's like, what? But yeah, so anyways, Laurie has her date, which you find out is not for a party where everyone's having sex, but
they're gonna kill the boys.
For a party for women that turn into
damn werewolves, y'all.
They turn into wolves.
They're really sexy werewolves.
And Laurie says, my, what big eyes you have. And then she transforms.
Oh, the transformation scene's awesome.
Yeah,
it's pretty gross. They're like shredding their skin off, pulling it off, like
slicing it off each other, and it just coming off almost like pantyhose in
pulling
a way.
Their arms, skin on their arms off like gloves, and it's pretty gnarly, but it's cool. It's one of my favorite vampire transformations.
I mean, werewolf transformation.
How would I say?
He's a vampire.
Well, that's not true. It would be werewolf.
Not your vampires. So now we're last kind of story scene of the movie, and it's back at it's the next door neighbor from Principal Wilkins, and we're gonna have his story, and he's the last story of the movie. And it starts by trick-or-treaters showing up at his house, but the dog scares him away.
Yeah, the dog scares him away. It's really funny kind of scene. The door opens, it's all black, and the eyes shine. You think it's a big monster, and it's just a little dog.
It's just a little dog named Spike.
But he's fierce.
Yep. And Brian Cox again is the old man, and the camera follows him into his living room, and you find out that he's burning some photos in his fireplace.
Yep, he's sad and doesn't want to remember something.
Yeah, and he's chosen Halloween night to be the night that he's going to do it. He hears things going on outside. He hears some sounds, some rapping at the door.
Yeah.
And he goes and looks outside to see what he can see. And there's a figure that runs by, and it looks an awful lot like the jack-o'-lantern or the kid that's been walking around this whole night.
The one that we called Sam.
One that's called Sam.
With the big oversized stuff. He has a stuffed jack-o'-lantern head.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's unique.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And it's really creepy too. And you're like, oh, creepy kid in a.
It's his own.
sack.
It's his own aesthetic.
He is who he is, and we love him. So we get that he's toying with the old man.
Yeah.
And he's trying to kind of find out a way to get inside. And then we see the weaving of the two stories with the old man and the principal having the conversation again in the backyard, but we're seeing it from the perspective of the old man.
Of the old man, Brian Cox this time.
And so I guess that's whenever Sam gets inside.
Sam gets in.
And anyways, that old man goes back inside.
He hears something.
And he's like, what? Something's upstairs? He goes upstairs, goes into his room, and his room is...
There's like TrickRTreat, all this stuff.
Covered in
graffiti.
Words written all over his ceiling and his walls that just say like TrickRTreat, give me something good to eat, kind of stuff. And there's this like jack-o'-lantern that's on fire, and this
jack-o'-lantern's on fire.
This jack-o'-lantern's on fire.
Too many syllables.
Yeah, we couldn't really do that. That doesn't work. But yeah, so Sam appears. He comes out from the bed. It's almost like a Pet Cemetery scene where he like slices the old man's Achilles.
Yes, it's very. It's a la Pet Cemetery.
A la
Pet Cemetery.
Yeah, it's gross. You get to see it kind of up close. The slicing of it. It looks
gnarly.
Awesome. And so there's this like chasing going on between Sam and the old man, and the old man's like getting it, man. He's like falling down the stairs. The stairs are covered in candy and glass.
He's not having a good time, y'all.
He's getting fucked up. He's getting fucked up.
Yeah, he's having all-out battle with Sam.
Yeah, Sam's crawling on the ceiling.
Coming after him. He tries to shoot him.
And there is the scene from Brian Cox's perspective where he's like banging on the window trying to get Dylan Baker's attention.
So you finally see that scene from his perspective.
And you're like, okay, so the reason why he's trying to get his attention is because he's being attacked.
Yeah. And Sam's got him.
Finally, after Sam's kind of toyed with him, Sam's gotten shot with like a shotgun.
And when he gets shot, he makes this like, boo!
Yeah.
It
like
flies all like, my favorite's that noise.
And they've had this like knockdown, drag out fight.
Yeah.
But in the end, Sam leaves him.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? He mutilated the guy. The guy's like
just left him
bleeding everywhere, but probably not like mortal, no mortal wounds or whatever.
But what do we see in the fireplace?
And
it's a picture.
We see it and then we see it all kind of come full circle.
It's a picture of Brian Cox as a young man, as the bus driver
with the kids, the special kids,
in their Halloween costumes.
So he
took a picture before he killed them. It's kind of strange.
Yeah, he took it, or someone else took it, and somehow he got it, or it was in the paper or something. But
in the La Papier. I'm working on my Rosetta Stone. I don't know if that was French or Spanish. I just said
the story of the bus is true, and the bus driver. And
it was true. It was Brian Cox, and he was feeling guilty that night, burning those pictures
because it was just like the anniversary.
Oh, but is there another knock at the door?
Yes, there is.
Oh, could it be Sam coming back for more?
Sam's returned? No. It's those creepy kids.
He opens the door.
From the quarry.
And it's the creepy kids from the quarry. The ones he tried to murder. They've come back from the grave.
But it's like 30 years later. Like they're like dead zombie ghost kids.
Yeah, they were like, we want you to stew over this for like 30 years. Really feel regret and remorse.
On the same night that you are going to burn all of the memories
we're
of it.
We're going to come back. When you really feel shitty about it at an old age, when you're old and alone, we're going to come back and get you.
Yep, and Sam's going to torture you beforehand.
Yes.
And then the ending scene just kind of like, brings it all together.
Brings it back. You see almost this first shot of the little girl.
Walking with her wagon. The couple walking down the street.
Yeah, you see the couple returning home. Mm-hmm. So it all
and we see the werewolf girls in a car.
It really is a fun movie. It's one of my favorite movies to watch around Halloween.
It's a perfect Halloween movie about Halloween.
And I'm late to the game. I think both of us are kind of late to this movie. We didn't see it until about like 2 years ago for the first time. But we've seen some of the stars from the movie. The boy that played Sam was at Frightmare.
Yes.
Texas Frightmare a couple years ago.
Quinn Lord.
We didn't pay for his autograph or anything. We don't pay
just
for
saw him from
children's
afar
autographs.
and was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, and we hadn't seen it yet.
I hadn't
seen it. Yeah. And so we also saw like somebody dressed up as Sam as well.
Yeah, she
and
has a
there
good
was, like,
picture of her with Sam.
Yeah.
I think you had seen it by then. I feel like we had both seen it by the time Frightmare came around.
Okay, regardless, we saw it.
Yeah, we like it.
We
and
like
you know what? We're going to go eat some Mexican food. Then we're going to go get scared, shitless. Maybe vomit that Mexican food you just ate.
I hope not.
I keep saying the word vomit.
Keep it together?
Vomit.
He's going to vomit.
And we'll come back, tell you our favorite scenes, tell you
What our knife ratings are.
And maybe give a little update about the next episode, okay?
Okay.
So come back, y'all. Get here. Welcome back, y'all. This is the Scream Queens Horror Movie Road Trip Podcast. Hey.
Hey there, Mr. Josh.
So we're heading back from Tulsa.
Yes.
We were heading there when we last talked to you.
Mm-hmm.
What did we do in Tulsa, Justine?
We went and saw some crazy ass, scary haunted houses.
What did we do before that, Justine?
Oh, we had some really good Mexican food too.
Yeah, first we drove into downtown, went to one of our favorite little Mexican restaurants there in downtown Tulsa. And then we were like, our bellies are full. Let's go get scared shitless.
Yeah, you lost your shit there too.
I almost did. No vomiting. We were worried about that, as you recall. But
kept it all in.
we kept it all in, all down.
Went to the Hex House.
Hex House, Tulsa, guys.
It was awesome.
This is where it's at. It is scary. So scary.
I know, I was legit frightened in a lot of different ways. Oh, and it's two houses. Like, there's
two houses in one.
Haunted houses in one.
And they try to kind of connect the story together, and it's really fun. But it really is like one of the freakiest haunted houses I've ever been to. And we've been to quite a few.
Yeah, and they touched us.
Oh, yes.
They touched me, damn it.
I've never been to a haunted house where they touch you. And we got touched.
And they were like pulling on my hair.
Oh, you'd be walking through and they'll grab your legs. You don't see them, but their hands come out from the walls and grab you. You go through like these weird rooms where the floors are soft and there's like this fake long closet and you felt like you were in Nightmare on Elm Street or something.
It was so neat.
But the cool thing is they didn't have like Freddy's and Jason's, which we love.
Yeah.
But it was just like their own story. There's like this whole legend of the Hex House, which in 1944 in Tulsa, there was like a real house that like, I guess these murders and like, I think maybe it got burnt down.
Bad stuff happened.
And some shit went down, some scary shit. So they use that as like the lore of, the legend that they're kind of telling the story with through the haunted house. And that's one of the reasons we wanted to do TrickRTreat and mix it with a haunted house road trip.
Yeah.
Is because TrickRTreat is all about like, traditions that you do on Halloween.
Yeah.
And one of the main things adults do, like when you grow up, I can't go trick-or-treating anymore as much as I want to go trick-or-treating, damn it.
So
they don't
we
let
just have our haunted houses and we try to make them as scary as possible.
Mm-hmm. And we finally found a really scary
uncomfortable
one. We went to a great one this summer in Ocean City, Maryland. Remember when we did our Jaws episode? That's where we were. Well, we did one. It was near the boardwalk in Ocean City, and it was called OC Screams. Now, at the time, I thought that was the best one. It probably still has maybe the best production value. I would say it was very glossy, very well put together. But this one is maybe the legit creepiest, scariest one I've been to. Like I said, they're touching you. They come up to you, grab your ears and your hair and play with you, but they tell you before, like, you can't touch back. I'm like, well, that's not fair.
Yeah, they set it up to where you have a clear understanding of
what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah, what you're about to step into. And it's scary, and it's frightening and horrifying, and I encourage, if you can see it, go do it.
But they use the correct wording, because they tell you they're going to touch you. And they don't grab you. They don't try to, like, you know, take you in, you know, grab you and take you into another room or something weird.
Not
shit
trying
like
to
that.
assault you or anything.
They just touch you and kind of try to freak you out, and it
Graze
works.
your skin and like touch your
Ooh,
hair.
I got grazed.
You had your earlobe touched.
They were touching my earlobe, but it was really awesome.
So let's start talking about Trick or Treat. Let's talk about our favorite scenes.
Favorite scenes from one of my new favorite movies to watch around Halloween time. Favorite scenes, what I would say my favorite scene is the werewolf transformation.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
But what about you?
I kind of like how Sam always ends up at the end of something. You know, he always shows up while where the werewolves are eating their dudes, their dates, or when Rhonda's like acting all mischievous and her friends are dying down in the quarry. And I like how he, you know,
kind of giving her a thumbs up.
Yeah,
almost.
he's kind of just like in on all the bad stuff that's going on.
He's
and
like,
then he also has his own story.
He's like, I'll leave you alone, girl. They tried to fuck with you.
Yeah.
They got what they deserved.
He's like giving them a high five, you know.
Yeah. Well, other than favorite scenes, what did you just love or like or dislike, or what elements? What is there? You know, what are your thoughts about this movie, Miss Final Girl?
I love how it made it like a town. Like, you know, this was a town in America who just loves Halloween.
Yeah, I like that the movie really embraces Halloween.
Everything about it is, you know, even like down to like the just like all the pumpkins that are everywhere and the settings and like you know, like everybody kind of went all in for it.
All the houses are decked out for Halloween.
Yes.
Jack-o'-lanterns everywhere. It's like
it's kind of like the neighborhood you'd want to be in.
Yeah, the town that I want to be in.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. It's like Halloween Town. I love Dylan Baker. He's a great actor. I love acting. Brian Cox is a great actor. I love him. Love Anna Paquin. Loved her since The Piano.
There's been just a lot to love about this movie.
Yeah, like I'm sad I'm late to the game and wish this had been a longer Halloween tradition for me to watch this movie.
Yeah.
But saw it about 2 years ago and loved it. We saw Quinn Lord, like we said, at Texas Frightmare Weekend.
Yep. And now I want to watch it every Halloween.
Yeah.
At least like 7 times.
Yeah, we've watched it about twice already this Halloween. I've watched it with the commentary, watched the movie itself, watched the behind the scenes stuff.
And the commentary is really good. And I really liked listening to what everybody had to say. It's always fun listening to commentary and finding out, like, oh, look at that little trivia we just found out. Oh,
you're like, oh, I learned something new every day.
I learned it on here.
Slap my ass. I didn't know that.
Okay, all right. So let's go ahead and give our knives ratings. For Trick or Treat, I'll start it off.
Okay.
I was going to give it a really, like, bad to the bone thumbs up. 4 knives.
4 knives.
Yes. It is like, it's a good, solid Halloween movie. It's Halloween about Halloween.
Yeah, it's Halloween about Halloween. You heard it from her mouth. Halloween.
Heard it from your fat girl.
It's Halloween about Halloween.
It's Halloween on Halloween.
Halloween on
Halloween. Above, below, amongst Halloween.
Yeah, that makes sense. It really does.
What? I know, yeah. It's crazy.
You know what?
Crazy talk.
This Soul Survivor.
Mr.
Soul
Josh.
Survivor! You know, he agrees with you. 4 knives.
Okay.
4 knives.
Wow, so
I'm throwing them.
Dang. Okay, I think
they all
is
got
this our first
bullseye.
agreed on
I don't know.
knives rating?
I don't know, maybe. What'd you give Jaws? Then we both give it 5 stars.
Okay, well maybe so maybe this is our second.
Yeah.
Okay, this is our second.
So yeah, great movie.
Wow.
I love it. 4 knives, folks.
Yes, definitely.
Show.
It's a great one. Let everybody go watch it.
See Trick or Treat, make it part of your Halloween tradition.
Yes. Okay, so next up for a ScreamQueens is going to be
Pumpkinhead! Pumpkinhead! try to give you guys another little Halloween episode. You know, we're trying to do some maybe untraditional Halloween episodes. Maybe we'll save Halloween for next year.
Yes.
We don't want to blow our load right at the beginning.
At the beginning?
Blow our load. So messy.
Okay, so yeah, we're going to do Pumpkinhead. So we'll be hitting y'all up in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we'll be seeing y'all soon.
Until then,
enjoy your Halloween time. Soak it up. Watch every Halloween movie you can see.
Creepy.
Every Halloween episode on TV you can see. Preach it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening. Follow us on Facebook.
I'm Yo Soul Survivor, Mr. Josh.
And I'm